Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about making your productivity tools actually work for you and not the other way around. We're going to show you how to turn that random collection of apps on your computer into one seamless, automated system that'll save you a ton of time and honestly, just supercharge your entire workflow. So let's just start with a quick reality check, okay? How much of your day is just digital grunt work? You know what I'm talking about, that mind-numbing copy and paste from your email to your to-do list or from your project planner to your calendar. It's this silent productivity killer, and seriously, it's time we put a stop to it. You know, I think a lot of us are stuck over on the left in siloed work. We're constantly juggling tabs, retyping the same information, and just playing that frustrating game of, wait, where did I save that file again? But there is a much better way. Just imagine a connected flow where all your apps are talking to each other, data just moves seamlessly, and your workflows are basically on autopilot. That's the world we're going to build today. All right, so every great system needs a command center, a home base. For our journey here, we're going to be using Notion as our central hub. But look, this could be whatever tool you use to organize your life and your work. It's the perfect foundation for building out a truly connected workspace. So even before we start hooking up other apps, a tool like Notion is already a powerhouse of integrations all by itself. I mean, you can create these really dynamic dashboards that pull together information from multiple different databases, giving you this amazing bird's eye view of everything that's going on, all in one spot. But the real superpower here, and this is a total game changer, is the ability to embed live content from over 1,900 different places. So instead of just linking out to your work, you're literally bringing it into your workspace. This creates that single source of truth we're all looking for. Just picture this for a second. You've got your project plan, and right there on the page is a live Miro board for brainstorming, the latest Loom video with feedback from your client, and the actual Slack conversation about it. It's all right there. No more jumping between tabs, no more losing context. Just pure, focused work. Okay, so embedding is amazing, but it's really just the beginning. What if we could get our apps to not just show information, but to actively do things for each other? Let's level up our automation game and start exploring some of these active integrations. And this is where no-code automation platforms like Zapier come in. Honestly, just think of them as universal translators for your apps. They let you create these simple if this, then that rules. So a trigger in one app automatically sets off an action in another. And the best part, you don't have to write a single line of code. Here's a really simple but, man, a powerful example. Connecting your project manager to your to-do list. With a super simple automation, every time you update a project status in Notion, a new task just automatically pops up in Workflowy. It's a small change, sure, but it eliminates a manual step you might be doing dozens of times a day. Right, but not all automations are created equal. The old way of doing things was called polling. Your automation tool would basically check for new data every few minutes. It was kind of like constantly asking, hey, anything new yet? Anything new yet? The new way, which is so much better, is webhooks. With webhooks, your apps send the data the instant something happens. It's really the difference between getting a notification versus having to constantly refresh your inbox. And this seemingly small technical difference, it has huge implications. Seriously, the rise of webhooks and tools like Notion has kicked off a brand new era of instant, real-time automation. And this is where the possibilities get a whole lot more exciting. So when content creator Dimitri Panici called this groundbreaking, he was not exaggerating at all. These instant triggers unlock a whole new class of powerful, real-time workflows that just weren't possible before. It's like going from dial-up to fiber optic internet for your productivity. Let's make this real. Say you have a brilliant idea for some content. You write it down in Notion and you press one single button. Bam! In the blink of an eye, a new calendar entry is created, a whole checklist of subtasks is generated, and a Google Drive folder is set up for all your files. One click, and your entire workflow is already in motion. Or how about this one? Invoicing. You mark a project as complete in Notion, you click a button, instantly an invoice is generated in Stripe and sent to your client, your Notion page is updated to say payment requested, and your team gets a notification in Slack. The whole thing from start to finish happens in a single second. So the big takeaway here is that we're not just talking about saving a few clicks. When you start stacking these automations on top of each other, you are saving yourself and your team hours of that soul-crushing manual work week after week. And that's time you can put back into the creative, high-impact work that actually moves the needle. So what's the magic that makes all this happen? From a simple embed to a really complex multi-step automation, it's actually all powered by the same fundamental technology. So let's take a quick peek under the hood. At the heart of everything is something called the API, or Application Programming Interface. Now, you don't need to be a programmer to get this. Just think of it as a set of instructions that lets your different apps talk to each other. It's the secret sauce that makes this whole connected workspace idea possible. Okay, so you might be thinking, APIs, that sounds pretty technical. Why should I care? And the answer is actually really simple. Understanding the basics of how APIs work gives you a kind of superpower. It's the key to unlocking even more powerful automations and figuring out workarounds when you hit a dead end. Even the most powerful no-code tools have their limits. For example, for a while you couldn't update a specific type of property in Notion using Zapier. But if you knew just a little bit about APIs, you could use a special code step to talk directly to Notion's API and get the job done. It's like having a secret backdoor to unlock the full potential of all your tools. And that really brings us to the ultimate goal here. This isn't just about tinkering with a few automations. It's about a fundamental shift in how you think about your work. It's about becoming the architect of your own productivity system, a system that is perfectly tailored to your unique needs and your unique workflows. And the possibilities are just staggering. We're talking about this vast ecosystem of open source tools and platforms with thousands of potential connections just waiting to be made. From developer tools to AI and machine learning, if you can dream it up, you can probably automate it. And we're moving way beyond simple task management now. You can integrate your workspace with some really cutting-edge AI tools. Imagine connecting your Notion hub to an AI agent like AutoGPT to research your competitors for you, or using a visual tool like FlowEyes to build your own custom AI to handle customer support tickets. The line between your productivity tools and the power of AI it's disappearing. So I'm going to leave you with this one thought. Take a look at your own digital toolkit. Are you just a user of apps, or are you the architect of a system? That shift in mindset is profound. It's no longer about what your apps can do by themselves, but what you can build with them together. So the question is, what will you build?